Good morning, everybody. Welcome to London Station. We're back in the simulator with Astroprisma. And we are getting very close to the end, actually. If you've seen any of the posts on Blue Sky, or if you've been following along, there are 5 hexes left to explore, and 2 faction points left to get, and then we can trigger the final story event. So there's not much left for us to do. There is a chance, if this goes quickly, if the hexes we explore today don't take a lot from us, then we could finish this campaign today. I was really thinking it was going to be another 2 streams, but I'm like, no, it's quite possible that we'll finish it today. So anyway, that's exciting. I think I was going to try to do a song today, but you know, the fact that I don't have that answer in front of me right this second, maybe not. I did realize that I have some other good songs in my range from But Here We Are, which is yet another Foo Fighters album. If anybody caught my stream on Thursday night, I sang... Was it Thursday night? Yeah. I sang the entirety asterisk of the new Foo Fighters album, which was a lot of fun. But I know it's not everybody's jam, so that's why it happened on a random Minecraft stream. So anyway... Excuse me. We actually, in a rare moment, we actually have a scene pre-written that I wrote at the end of last stream and then forgot to read out. So rather than starting the stream by sitting here and writing to myself, we actually get to start by reading a scene from last episode. And the scene actually takes place, I guess I should move us over to... Oh, you know what else I didn't get ready? Is all the soundtrack stuff. Let me get that ready before we switch over. Every week, we do this every week. This is now the 11th week in a row that we've done Astroprisma, and every single time I feel like I haven't touched this game in like a month. It's wild. Time is a crazy thing. So, I need to wait for my program to open. There we go. And I need to move this screen around. Okay. What's the easiest way to do this? I don't know. We'll go the long way around. Music folder. Playlist file. And starting with one of my favorite tracks from the soundtrack. I still think it's so crazy that the creator of this game made the soundtrack, made all the layout, the graphic design. It's been a really awesome time. I've really enjoyed playing through the game with you all. And, we're going to see where it takes us today. Is this? Okay, let's do that together. That'll be hilarious, I'm sure. Let's go over to this screen. There we are. There's a little button here. It's probably some stupid AI thing. And on the map side, it says, beautify this slide. So I'm going to click it. Oh, wow. It's just going to give me a bunch of AI advice on how to make the slide look better. Who asked for this? I tell you what. I don't want to get in trouble with work, but people are using AI too much. I can tell when it's not them in their writing, and I can tell it's not them when they're delivering speeches. It's not great. Not great at all. Let's see. Music volume should be good. Alright, it's not even doing anything. Let me close that. Okay, so at the end of last session, we actually took on quite a few missions. We ended up fighting quite a few ships up here. There were ships carrying weapon payloads and all sorts of other stuff. We did find time to explore these moons and such, and the planet surface, and those went by pretty quickly. Let me see, refresh myself on what we found there. So on the planet Courgette, oh no, this was the hollow moon, Rolite. We found that it was a hollow moon, and inside of it was like a advertisement for an old online game that was pre-collapse, and so Flair had a whole scene about geeking out about that. That was fun. Yeah, and then on the planet, we found a destroyed settlement that was attacked by wild predators or looted by raider gangs, leaving no one behind. And we found some loot from there. So we just kind of did some exploration. We'd go on a mission, we'd explore back here, and then we'd come back home. We did also decide at one point to fly down here to Leo Titan, which is a Medusa settlement. Medusa we had a -1 faction favor with, and we decided to pay that off. Even though we're ideologically opposed to Medusa right now because they are working with ISF to do their whole, deciding who's going to survive and who's going to not survive and controlling the universe. We paid that off so that we could sell a hack that we didn't need, so that basically was a wash, and then we were able to additionally buy other hacks and things. So that was the strategy there. And I did write up a little bit of a scene that just has us doing that. Because, of course, Pearl is a revolutionary at heart. Pearl is our mechanic, our ship mechanic. And she does not like treating with the enemy. And so this is the little scene that comes up from that. We're in the home stretch now. Our exploration of the system, our gearing up, our ratcheting favor with WARG, and the things we've learned about ISF and Medusa all point to a boiling point being reached sooner than later. Pearl fights me on the idea, but I talk her into it. It's just smart. Paying off our negative favor with Medusa makes us safer, makes it more likely that she and I can be a thing for as long as we live. And no, that doesn't mean next week or when we take a random bullet. She still grumbles. So long as we both know this is absolute bullshit political posturing and you'll stab them in the back the first chance you get. I'll stab them in the front, I reassure her. But not today. I'm going to send Flair to handle the buy-off. You okay with that? I ask. She grumbles. We'll be alone on the ship, I say, as sultrily as possible. Fine, she says, but don't think you can buy me liking this with your hot little mouth, she says. I wouldn't dream of it, I say. I kick Flair out with remarkable swiftness. So yeah, we ended last session with a little bit of flirting. As you do, we traveled back here to Gemini Field, and we're going to take on another mission. Here's what we have left to do. We have to explore these 5 hexes. As we go through any of these little locations with stars, we can also explore. So we're going to hopefully double down and get quite a bit of resources so that when we go into the final confrontation of the campaign, we will hopefully be able to hire a 4th crew member. I haven't really done a whole lot building up NPCs throughout this game. It's maybe a criticism I have of the campaign so far is that I didn't keep up the pressure on making new NPCs and people to bounce off of. But it's kind of been this tight little story that's been really centered on the relationship of the crew we already have. And so the biggest player who's kind of unaccounted for right now is Lavender. Lavender was trying to recruit, I guess you could say recruit Cadence over to, we could call it the dark side, but not really. Corsair and Lavender are all just about, doing what's best for you. And not falling into these like clean faction lines, whereas Pearl was the other probably voice in Cadence's ear, pulling her more towards trying to be a part of something. So that's what we have with WARG right now. Is even though WARG can be a little violent for Cadence, she's seen some of the horrible things that ISF has done, and she's seen some of the horrible things that ISF will do, and so she's trying to figure out who to be, how to be throughout all of that. So that's where we're picking up today. We've got 5 hexes to clear, 2 favor to earn, which we could earn very quickly, and then we might be done. If we're close, I'm going to push for it and go all the way through because I don't want to just have a separate like extra stream that's just a half an hour long. And I might have plans for next Saturday streaming anyway, so here we go. First things first, we're going to generate a new mission. So let's see, I've got this, I need to get my PDF open too. But I have this open here. Where is the PDF? Game is still not quite out for sale, although Crescent Chimera did post a screenshot of the storefront. So it's very close. They just need to finish up some of the fulfillment stuff because they've been dealing with customs and tariffs and all that fun jazz. So it's close. I really thought, it was going to be out like when I started doing this stream. In fact, I was going to wait to do this series until it was released, and that didn't happen, and it's taken a little bit longer, so maybe it'll be a nice little capstone that shortly after we finish this, I can announce that it's available for purchase digitally and physically. And I would love a physical copy of the game, but it's not necessary. And I've got to think about I got to think about other priorities, financial priorities. So, okay, so I already rolled 2 dice. So our mission is... Oh, this will be fun. Take over a crucial ISF outpost located in a key strategic spot. Fight an ISF sentinel there, and we'll lose a favor with ISF. I think we kind of want to lose favor with ISF at this point. Take over. Sometimes I copy the text straight from the PDF, but sometimes it's just easier to do this way. Key strategic spot. Okay, and our location is a settlement. So this will be interesting. We have some interesting choices to make with this mission, because we're not supposed to have access to settlements that are negative favor, but it does make sense that if we're doing a mission that is a, what does it say? An ISF outpost. I guess an ISF outpost could be in any settlement. So maybe we'll roll for it. Hey Alejandra, how are you? Good to see you. I was just talking about how this might be the final stream of the game, depending on how things go. So we're getting our first mission. We need to take over an ISF outpost. Oh, you'll be on VOD too? Right on. We'll take over an ISF outpost in one of these settlements, and that's our first mission. We'll see how that goes. See how that goes. Hope you're doing well. I'm sure you're staying very busy. Okay, and complication is... Did we already have this one? Because you're not supposed to repeat. You're not supposed to repeat these. Yeah, we already had that one, so I'll re-roll that die. That's a strange complication. It's going well. It's going well. We just have, yeah, we just got a couple hexes left to clear, and then we'll see. And it did start off with a little bit of a flirtation, so you'll have that to look forward to when you VOD it. I can't spell on stream. Okay, so this is going to be a grace roll. And I might actually use our Stardust Soda. I don't know, we have good odds to succeed it. Failure is losing 5 fuel and 6 energy, though, and we don't really have fuel right now, so when we get to this point, we might want to actually just guarantee the success. Because success will give us a hyperdrive, though, which could be very critical towards the end game. And our reward, which I think we might have also... I need to check, see if we're doubling up here. Reward there. Yeah, we already had that result. I think we already had that one, too. Yep, we did. Reward. Oh, that's amazing. Reward is a random armor set, and we can't buy armor because we're up against ISF. So this is be our 3rd piece of armor we've gotten for free in this campaign, which means that Flare will then be armored up too, and we can decide who needs to have what armor. That is very good news for us. Oh my gosh. Okay, great. So we need to roll. We need to roll to decide which settlement this is happening at. It's an outpost, so I'm going to say it's not at an ISF settlement. It's not going to be at a WARG settlement. So it's going to be one of the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to roll a d6 and re-roll on a 6, and we'll go clockwise like that to see which one it is. That's what we'll do. And it is going to be at Pisces Mother. Which is interesting. I think when we go there as well, we're going to ask the Oracle about Lavender and see if we can get any updates on what Lavender's been up to. If she's there, if she has... Because there's always the possibility that she's decided to start working with ISF. Interesting. Okay. So we have our marching orders here. We're going to do 81 as a travel cycle. 82 is going to be outer 22. Okay. Before we leave the settlement, because we want to play smart here and not ruin the campaign. Oops. I'm going to look up the things you can do. So we could do a combat sim. And that would give me +2 vigor next time we fight the enemy. But let's see what the enemy even is, because it might not be that big of a deal. Gotta go through the right pages here. ISF Sentinel. Here we go. Huh. That's not that bad of a fight, I don't think. She jinxes it. Hippo's not here to stop me from jinxing it. Soldiers are promoted to the Sentinel rank after demonstrating exceptional leadership and combat skills. Okay, so it's not like a robot Sentinel type thing. It's just a super soldier kind of. Let me get the stat block brought up here. And there we have it. Okay, so we'll have that ready to go. Okay. I really shouldn't jinx it, but I feel like this is going to be kind of easy. So first thing we need to do is we need to roll Grace to see if we can put the drop shadow on here first. Make the ship look cooler. Okay, there we go. So we need to roll Grace to see if we can escape this gravitational well. Now, I could use the Stardust Soda, which does Grace, right? Automatically succeed any Vigor or Grace challenge roll. So I would basically be swapping the Stardust Soda, which we spent 50 serum on, to effectively buy a hyperdrive for 50. Which is probably worth doing, but also Flare has 3 Grace, so we're going to be rolling D10 plus 3 versus D10, and so the odds are in our favor to just do it. And also we really don't want the failure state because we don't want to lose fuel right now. We're very fuel broke. In fact, we're down to 10 fuel now. So I think we are going to spend the Stardust Soda to automatically succeed. And then we get to go up one more hyperdrive. So we will want to probably try and buy one of those again, if we can. So with that said, though, we're going to go straight into the combat. As you know how we like to do here, we like to resolve the combats and then write up what happens. And this could potentially go very swiftly. Because we have, we got a good crew going. Alright, how much health does this guy have? 35. Oh, and 2 armor. This should be fun. We are starting with 20 energy. And we do not have any ship stuff to do. So we just got to throw out some initiatives. We'll go top down. See if Pearl is going to get herself shot a bunch this game. Yep, she is. Pearl's in the crosshairs again. Luckily, I think with all of our new cybertech stuff that we've gotten recently, I think this fight is probably going to go pretty easily, I hope. See if I can remember. I'm going to have to remember all of the different new things we have. Okay, so we can... The first hack we cast costs 0. Once per encounter, we can pay 2 energy to avoid rolling mind when casting a hack, which means it's an auto success. So we can automatically do a parasite, or we could automatically do a Ragnarok. A Ragnarok would overheat the enemy for tech turns, which is 3. So for 3 turns, they're going to take d6 plus 5. And that is not direct damage, so it bypasses armor. So that might be what we choose to do. That might be it. Or we could just breach him. And then we would not have to roll for Ragnarok anyway. And we would be able to Javelin. So Javelin on turn 2, we'll do d12 plus 5. So averaging 11.5 in 2 turns, whereas Ragnarok is going to average way more by then. So I don't know. Let's use Ragnarok. So the first one's going to cost 0, so that 3 goes down to 0. And then we're going to spend 2 to make it automatically succeed. Yeah. And then that's how we'll do that. So he is overheat 3. And plus 5 damage. Cool. And it does not say that you need to use a side action to do any of those abilities, which is actually really strong. So now, what have I set up for myself for side actions? Really nothing good for Cadence to do with a side action because she went first for a change. Like, we're happy for her. Good job, Cadence. Way to go first. So that's going to be a forfeited side action. This bad gameplay. I should not have this many forfeited side actions in this game. But okay, now Flare is up. And Flare has the... oh, I missed this comment too. Some lesbianism to look forward to. Absolutely there is. Implied lesbianism. He's got the gravity rifle, the laser accelerator, and the reflex sight. His grace is higher than the enemy's, so he's going to get the bonus damage there, and he's also going to bypass armor. So I feel like he should just shoot this thing. We'll save the frag grenades for right now. Because it's just a single enemy, so it's not the best use to whatever. So we'll also have him forfeit his side action. And we'll just hope for a big damage roll here. Where's my d12? There it is. All right, Flare. Let's shoot this dude. Yep, not great. So it's 3 plus 3 plus 2, I think reflex sight does. I'll check it really quick. Reflex sight. An additional 2 damage per attack. And it bypasses armor, so that's going to be 8 damage. Which is not bad. Not bad at all. Now is when it's going to start to get interesting, because we're going to figure out what this guy's going to do to Pearl. Five. So that is a pulse rifle. 2d6 plus vigor. And vigor is 2, so that's not good. Oh, wow. Why did you roll so high, enemy? 10 plus 2. And Pearl has 2 armor equals 10 damage, which puts her in able to be killed range again. Although, let's back up 1 second because we got to roll this overheat. This jerk. Dang it. 6 more damage. Overheat goes down to 2. Okay. I don't love this. So the first thing Pearl's going to do is heal herself with a health pack. D10 plus vigor for health. That's not great. So she heals 4. Now, this guy, this ISF Sentinel, I feel like my music stopped. It says it's playing, but... Oh, no, it is playing. Okay. It's just a quiet track. He can, with 2d6 plus vigor, he can do... I mean, if he really rolls high, he could do 14 damage and kill her. If he got Hack Ignite, D12 plus Mind, he could do 14 and kill her. So that's all that's all terrible. Oh, at least he has the Hades armor that prevents overheat, so that's really nice. So there's I'm gonna want to heal again with Cadence, which is making this an expensive fight. But what do you do? What do you do when you don't want your love interest to die? You pay the price. So what else has she got? Gamma Gun is really it. So she's gonna shoot a guy. So let's get a D8 out. Oh yes, Pearl. She rolled an 8. Way to go, girl. You go, girl. And that's plus tech, right? So what is her tech? It's 3. Minus 2 for armor is gonna be still 9 damage. I could also just, how does math work? There we go. Yeah, he's down to 12 health already. I think I'm just going to go for it. Famous last words, right? He's not breached, but I have the upper hand in mind, so I could just javelin. That's probably the right move. Javelin is D12 plus Mind. So there's a chance that Cadence could just take him out right now. Let's go for it. You know what, also? Oh, do I want to do this? Because I am risking... Oh, he's going to take overheat too. No, we should be fine. We should be fine. I'm gonna play a little risky here for 1 second. Try and preserve some items going forward. Okay, so I barely passed this. So Cadence got a 12 versus an 11. So she just barely succeeded that hack. So it's D12 plus Mind. She rolls a 9, which is very nice. 9 plus 5 minus 2 equals 13? 9 plus 5 is 9 plus 5 is 14. Minus 2 is 12. I really can't do this simple math on stream. I just can't. Okay, so... Oh. So she killed him. And she did it in her favorite way, without actually killing. Cool. All right. Not bad. Not super risky. And we're already in a settlement, so we're all going to heal to full. And now we just got to write up the little story here. So let's ask the Oracle some questions. I want to ask, is lavender involved with this at all? I think, well, let me think about it. Do I want to give this a modifier? If I give it a +1, it's more likely yes, and I don't think I want to actually push it in any particular direction, so we'll just ask. Oh, it's a yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lavender. Let's go succeeded. Let's see. Stardust, soda, success versus gravitational well. And then also success in combat. Oracle, is lavender involved? Yes. Now let's ask it an open-ended and get a vibe here to see what keyword there might be here. 1 and a 6. Keyword oppression. Okay, now my next question is lavender being oppressed, or is she a part of the oppression? So we'll say, how do I want to word that? I'll just say, is lavender the one being oppressed? And the answer is yes, but... Okay, what would be a good yes, but for that? Let's grab another keyword from the Oracle. And that is healing. That's kind of throwing me. You know what would be really interesting? Is if lavender is secretly has some sort of life-threatening, life-altering condition type of a thing, and maybe ISF is restricting oh, this is so good. This is all coming together now. ISF is restricting her access to like the life-saving medicine that she needs, and whereas she might like use her resources through Corsair to just like raid and steal and whatever. Maybe it's rare enough, unique enough to keep her alive that she has to deal with ISF, and that's why she has worked to help get them this outpost on Pisces Mother. And so us coming in and taking this ISF Sentinel out is actually bad for Lavender, and she's going to be pissed at us. And I think even to the point where I might need to put in some sort of quest line for her to see about like securing the medicine that she needs, and we may or may not do that for her. I mean, that might be like an after the campaign thing. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have a scene to write up here for sure. That really gave me all the context I needed. I was gonna then proceed to ask questions about the ISF outpost, but it kind of gave me everything I needed. So that was cool. That was cool. That's how you do it. That's how you solo RPG for people that want to know. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess this will be different because I don't have to worry about this, but we'll write a scene here. I'll be right back. All right, that was a lengthy scene, but this feels good. This is really cool. You're going to like this. All right. So, here's the whole mission and the whole rundown. Command gives us word about an ISF outpost being set up. They don't have much enforcement here in this part of the system, and what happened? My zoom got messed up, sorry. It's like I can't read this. There we go. They don't have much enforcement here in this part of the system, and the raids conducted by us recently have severely weakened their reach. So, when we hear about the outpost going up in a nearby Corsair settlement, that same one I'd gotten the ominous message from Lavender, I jump at the chance to disrupt a new ISF foothold. There's a gravity well on the way, but Flare takes some enhancements via Stardust Soda. It's kind of a performance enhancer of sorts, but not a narcobiotic, so he's able to keep it even and pilot us through the anomaly with no trouble. What comes next goes almost as smoothly. There's a bit of bandying fire as we crash into the ISF outpost being set up down one of the semi-busy streets. It's kind of odd that they'd even try to set up in a Corsair settlement, so there's a funny bit where we're approaching with weapons drawn and WARG patches on full display, and most of the populace just sidesteps us as we march right up to the new facility. We breach, take a hit of fire here and there. Pearl once again has to take cover and patch herself up, but she leaps up and puts a well-placed shot right where it counts against the armored sentinel. And then like that, it's over. Or so we think. We clean the place up and out, manage to snag a piece of armor that will be of good use, another Hades 4 set that I give to Flare. What we don't expect is who we come face to face with as we're about to leave, and it looks for a moment like we're going to be in another firefight. Fancy meeting you here, the honey-smooth voice of Lavender rings out. She's flanked by half a dozen Corsair pirates, all weapons hot and drawn on us. I motion for the others to stand down. There's no way we're going to outdraw them all and live to see the next day. Flare loosens his grip on the frag grenades at his belt. Those, certainly, could even the odds. Lavender, I say coolly. Cadence, she coos. Sweet, innocent Cadence, look what you've made of yourself. A lapdog, no, top dog for the WARG revolutionaries, she claps condescendingly. I always knew you'd do great things for someone else. The biting sarcasm is impossible to miss. We're trying to make a better world, I say, not in the mood for a verbal spar about politics and organizational conflict. You could have been something truly special, she says in response, and now I have to kill you over something stupid like this, she says and gestures to the destroyed outpost. Why? I ask. What's in it for you? ISF are shitheels, always will be. If you knew the things they'd been up to, oh, sweetheart. Lavender laughs. I know. Believe me, I know. But you see, even a magnate as powerful as me has my weak spots. And when something's prodding at it like an exposed nerve, well, she raises her hand to prepare to give the signal to open fire. You do what you gotta do. Wait, I shout and hold my hand out. Whatever they have on you, whatever it is, we can help. She laughs. You don't know what you're asking. It can't be any worse than bleeding out in the street, Flare chimes in. Lavender gives him a look. I'm surprised at you, Flare. You always had great potential, too. Now look at you, going on missions, taking orders from WARG? From her? She sneers at me. Cadence is a good captain. A great one, even. You'd be a fool to turn down her help. Especially when we have WARG resources to bear. There's a few more exchanges, but in the end, Lavender agrees to take our help. But not before she saves some face and has her goons take us into captivity and strip us of all of our gear. Once the situation is ironed out, we get the full picture. Lavender is dying. Will always be dying, without a special miracle drug, one provided exclusively by ISF scientists. Helping Lavender out means dismantling ISF entirely. It's a good thing we were planning on it anyway. She lets us gear up and sends us back out into the world. You screw this up, she says, and my last living actions in this world will consist of hunting you down and snuffing your little flame, Cadence. I know, I say. What else is new? Cool. That's not bad for a little first hour of gameplay mission. We're gonna fly back to Gemini Field. Zoop. That's gonna take 2 more fuel out of our tanks, and we are down to 8 fuel, which is a problem. We need more fuel in a bad way. We don't really have anything to sell, except for we do get to roll the loot table for the guy we just beat, so that'll help. And he is... what level is he? He's medium. So we get 6 more experience points. We are going to bring our energy back up to top. We got that new Hades armor for Flare. So Flare is now not going to have any side actions if he uses this armor. Which I don't love. He's got to have the armor anyway, so let's get that figured out. I'll move the 2 frag grenades over to Cadence. Those won't be the worst things for her to use, but her vigor is 1 and Flare's is 2. It is what it is. You know, I don't know. Between this laser accelerator and the reflex sight, like, they're good, but are they so good that it's worth losing a side action? I don't know. The other thing is we can still hire somebody at some point if we get enough money. We can hire a 4th person, and they can be somebody who can throw grenades at people. Maybe we could also we could hire the. Oh, I should look at this. Okay, guys. Okay. 1 second. Oh, that's so sad. Hold on, I've got to do something very sad here. I got to take Owo off the screen. Poor Owo, we lost him. Check this out though. I don't know what I'm going to have you check out because I absolutely forgot what I was doing. We have 5 faction with WARG, so we actually can hire this crew member, this Sea Wolf, who has 4 vigor, 3 grace, 0 mind, 1 tech. They have a passive restore 10 hull every time you destroy an enemy starship, which is great. Has these abilities as well. Demolition, spend 20 scrap to double the damage and duration of grenades for all allies this fight. That's insane. Killing blow, all allies gain 2 grace until the end of the fight every time an enemy is defeated. Close quarters combat, all allies melee attacks deal plus X damage this turn, where X is their armor. Well, we don't have anybody doing melee. But this would definitely be a good person to hire. They come with armor and 2 weapons. So, only problem is it costs 10 serum per cycle to hire somebody. So we should be definitely trying to do that. Get this person on the crew at minimum for the final showdown. They will make things quite a bit easier on us. And this is fun. They give like alternate names. So it's called Sea Wolf, but they could also be called Militia or Warrior Poet. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we will look forward to doing that once we get closer to the end. We have gone up to 9 faction with WARG, and we've gone down to -3 with ISF. We're still holding with everybody else at neutral or positive. And so I don't think we need to take a mission right now. I think what we should do next is go out and resolve these hexes. We will decide how much more exploration we want to do in these little starred areas based on what our needs are, because we're kind of rushing towards the finale here, and it feels good. I'm glad that we were able to wrap Lavender back into the story. I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic, like after the campaign, like in the continuing fiction of the world, is what Cadence is going to do around Lavender. I think Lavender is probably going to remain sort of this could be on your side, could not be on your side figure in the story, and I think that's really fun. So that's good. Oh, interesting. I see how it did that. All right. We will remove OO entirely. So sad. So with that said, we're not going to pick up a mission. We are just going to go and do your good old exploration rolls. So here we go. Oh, loot table. We need to do loot table for the guy we just beat. And maybe it's something worth a lot of money that we can sell. Where is it? There it is. Oh, that wasn't a medium enemy. That was a hard enemy, apparently. I rolled 3 3s. That gives me 60 scrap. Okay, well, I don't need scrap. But we do have some abilities that use scrap to keep our ship from blowing up, so that's good. Okay, here we go. First exploration roll in a while, actually. Since last stream, certainly. Oh no, I think that's a hostile encounter. I think. Oops, flipped that die over. That was a 2. That was a 2. Okay, let's pull this back up. We are in the inner ring, and we have gotten a hostile encounter. So we'll go here. We got a 4, which is mercenaries, and we got a 6. So here we go. A grandiose Edge Charger W starship carrier warps near your location. You take a second to contemplate the intricate design of its hull, a marvel of old world spacecraft. Wow. But it doesn't take long for you to realize the ship is directed toward you, ready to engage. We might not do this fight because we might ask the Oracle if they are affiliated with Lavender, and so they might let us go. But we will find out together. It says ready to engage, so I'm going to probably make it hard on us to not fight this thing, because it should be a fight, probably. I'll slap this in here. And we'll grab ourselves a Edge Charger W. Have we fought one of these before? Oh, we haven't. You know where we saw this before? That's what the bulldozer is. Let's see if we can tell. That's a, is that a shield generator? It might be a breach thing. I forget what this hull does. Those are glaive lasers, I'm pretty sure. These are engines and then repair drones. So, it is not Corsair, though, actually. So I don't think I am going to try and draw a connection to Lavender. They're just mercenaries. So we have, okay, let's think through the fiction of this because I want to respect it. We have mercenaries who warp in and then move to engage us. So they've either been hired or they're just doing piracy. Either way, I don't know that we actually have anything to negotiate with them. So I'm going to take that off the table. That's how it be. I guess we'll ask the Oracle, were they hired to kill us? The answer is yes and. Okay, that settles that. We'll figure out what the and is after we see if they kill us or not, I guess. This is actually all the same cycle. I haven't done merging like this yet, but it makes sense. So this is now cycle. We had 83 was travel. 84 was travel, even though we did go through the settlement. And that makes this cycle 85. We've almost been on this journey for 2 years, by my definition. So we have a hostile encounter, and then we did a 4 mercenaries, 6. Okay, this is inner ring hex 6, and now we gotta go and get ourselves a little screenshot of this spaceship and see how scary it is. Our ship is really good, though. It's really good, so I'm not worried. Oh God, I'm a little worried. Okay, it's a little concerning. Okay. Put that here. All right. there we have it. Clear out this combat tracker. It's got 3 actions. And we've got flare piloting with 3 grace. I think I do want to... Ooh, do I? I was going to say that I could use some of my narcobiotics to increase either Flair's grace, which could help us run away if we need to, or my tech, which would help us repair better. Or I guess Pearl's tech. But we repair D10 plus 3 when we repair, so that's not too bad. And we're going to have all of these abilities again that we can burn through. Actually, using that scrap we just got. No, it's fuel. All of Flair stuff uses fuel. Yikes. Because we're down to now 7 fuel. Well, if we have to spend all of our fuel to survive, that's what it is. Yeah. Okay, let's see who goes first. That's going to determine a lot of how this goes. Ugh. We tie, and you don't win ties in this game. That's so sad. Okay, let's see what it's got in store for us. Oh, it's D10s. That's right. Got a 4, and a 9, and a 9. Yikes. Actually, this is not bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not super, super bad. So first thing it does is it restores 4 hull, which does nothing. Then it does 10 damage, which pops our shield. Wait, did we get rid of the thing that gives us a shield? I hope not. We did. We switched it out for the Star Dagger deck. Oh no. Okay, so we take 10 damage right off the bat. And then this doesn't work because it can't use it twice in a turn. Yikes. So, let me look again at Pearl's abilities. I think I'm going to sacrifice a... Yeah, because it can just do 10 damage to us, just out of nowhere. Oh no, look at this. I just read this. Skill. The first time the ship would be destroyed during combat, set its hull to 10 and gain 1 shield instead. So we have to double kill it. So yeah, we definitely need to spend an action to repair. So we'll do Flair's Cobra maneuver. We're going to spend 3 more fuel, but you know what? Winning is more important. So we're down to 4 fuel now. We're probably going to have to turn back around. This was ill-advised. We did a bad deal here. So we get 6 action dice, and we're going to use 1 to repair. So we're going to do D10 plus tech, which is 3. And it's 3, so we get 6. At least, well, we could still get killed in 1 turn. This thing is brutally scary. Like, we have to race it. At least we do extra damage if it's in critical condition. Oh, wow. Wow, having that 1 shield would have made so much difference. Yikes. Alright, well, it's 20 scraps to do a repair. And, it's scary. This is scary. So here we go, 5d6. Okay, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could do... It doesn't have any shields. So we could do spark multi-lasers for 3 of them. That's 9 damage. And then solar panels twice to give us 2 more action dice. We're basically just rolling those dice forward. Oh wait, I have my extra damage thing ability. I gotta remember that. So that's actually gonna be 12 damage. Right? Because it's gonna be 4 per. I can actually trigger the Star Dagger deck too. Hold on, I gotta think through this. Because if I used the 5, for the glaive laser, well, use 5 for the berserk turrets. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because we don't need energy. That's what this thing does. Turret siphon. Oh, it's for destroying shields anyway. That doesn't do anything. If I use the 5 for, let's say, let's do it this way. If I did the 5 for glaive lasers, the 4 for berserk turrets, now I'm already at 11 damage. 3 for the multi-lasers, that's going to be another 6 damage. And then I can roll in solar panels. Or, let me do the math here. 5, 4, 3, 5, 6, and 11. Plus another 6. 17, plus they're going to be overheated. Or if I do it this way and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, I think I can one-shot him. I think I actually have the damage to do this straight from the top. If I go spark multi, I don't know if you're supposed to resolve these in order. I should consider that maybe I'm supposed to do that. So we'll call these the glaive lasers. We'll call this the berserk turrets. And then this will be spark and spark. Then we're going to deal 4 damage, because it's 3 plus 1. We'll deal 2 damage. So total is 6. We'll deal 3 damage, so that's 9. This will deal 4 damage, so that's... wow, I can't think. 13. And then this will deal 6 damage, and that's 19. So the question is, if I can order the dice in the way that I want, I can one-shot this. And then it'll recover, and I'll have to kill it again. So that's an important bit of rules text that I'll try and find. I don't think it specifies, though. It doesn't say you have to do it in order, and it doesn't give me any kind of wording to indicate that it should be in order, so I'm going to set it up in such a way that I kill it. So there's going to be a best math way to do this, but it kind of doesn't matter. Let's just move these here. So this will be 4, 4, 4, so it's done 12, and now I'm going to deal 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4, and this will deal 5, so that's 21 damage. So basically, this thing comes out, tries to kill us, and we just unload on it. So it dies. Okay, it goes down to 0. Then it regenerates back to 10 and gains a shield. And it's overheated. So that was actually a really good turn for us. And even if it is able to kill us, it won't be able to kill us because of Pearl's ability. So this is not bad. So let's roll its overheat damage. 1, come on. So it goes down to 9. There's almost no way we don't kill this thing next turn. So it better bring its A game, because I think we've won. I think we did it. It was really kind of intense and stressful, but I think we got it. Okay, that's bad. Oh, man. I spoke way too soon. So this is its 10 damage thing. And this is restore 4 and restore 4 again. So it actually goes back up to 17 and we go down to 6. I spoke way too soon. So now we're only rolling 3. We could roll really high and still do possibly enough to kill it. And I think we can choose to consume the action dice after we roll, now that I think about it. I should find that rule because that's actually really important. Just forget where that little rule text is. Here we go. It says consuming an action die, but it doesn't say if it's before or after rolling. Because that could have changed the last turn a little bit. I think it probably makes sense to consume it before rolling. But the question is if I want to just try and take this thing out. If I roll 3 spark multi-lasers, I will deal 12 damage. Actually, I will deal 14. It's possible to kill it. I could just bank on my own little... oh, it has shield. Well, it has shields, but my lasers go through shields, so that's not a problem. I could bank on my little ability to save us from death. But that is so risky. I mean, I could also spend the action to heal, and then it could kill me anyway. Oh, and I do have the oil change. I shouldn't forget about that. Okay. I can also spend fuel to dodge an attack. Oh, let's do that. Let's retroactively do that. And we'll dodge that. We'll dodge that 10. That makes me feel a lot better. I forgot that Flare has that ability. Okay, now I'm gonna just try and kill it. In fact, I'm gonna preemptively roll, or do this barrel roll maneuver. So we're gonna spend 2 more fuel. We're going down to 2 fuel. So he has now used all of his abilities. Right? Yes. And then we have the oil change in the wings, and we just got to see if we can blow this thing up. Oh, it's not good. It's not good. I can glaive laser for 5. Then I can spark multi to get it down below critical. But the 2 on the die isn't going to help me out. I think I'm going to spend the scrap and reroll. This might not be the best move. I don't know. I just don't know. Here we go. We're re-rolling. Oh, it's worse. Oh, no. Oh, it's so much worse. Oh, God. Okay. Boy, that's rough. That's so rough. Okay. Should have taken the damage. Should have taken the damage. What are these things called? The solar panels? I'll use the spark multi-lasers. It'll deal 4. It'll bypass the shields. We'll see what this jerk has planned for us. I'm scared. I'm scared. Oops, I'm putting this in the wrong spots. Oh my gosh, it almost just killed us. So, you know what's lame? It has deal X damage ignoring shields from glaive lasers, but it can use it twice in a turn. It's not fair. So we take 11 damage, we're down to 5, and it restores 4, which is all we did to it, so it's back to 17. The nice thing is we are now rolling 5 dice because of the solar panels from last turn. So we're not in that much a different spot as before. I can do one more heal and keep enough scraps up to try and survive. So we got to do the heal, I think. Oh, thank you, Pearl. Thank you. Good job. So we just repaired 12. So we're back up to 17 now, too. And now we're going to roll 4. So our solar panels, and we've got no tricks left in our sleeve. Oh, you know what, though? Hold on. I forgot I spent that extra thing to do an extra 2 damage here. So this should actually be at 15, which might make all the difference right now. Because we're out of tricks. It's not great. I mean, we healed up really nicely, so we're probably okay, but it's not great. Let's do 5 on the glaive. And then these will be spark. Okay, so the 5... Wait, let me think about this. The 5 from the glaive is going to do 6, actually. So that'll drop it down to 9. And then the spark multi-lasers are going to do 4 plus 2. It's going to deal another 6, so it's down to 3. Oh my god, we almost had it. We almost had it. Alright. Also, this did not happen. We need to move all this up. We are out of tricks. Super out of tricks. I think we just got blown up. Maybe not. We're close to getting smoked. Yeah, we have 1 health left. We are just barely holding on. But it is at 7 health. And we are rolling 5 dice. And I think there's a very, very little chance we don't blow this thing up right now. I think we've got it. We just barely squeaked that out. Okay, there's too many 1s there, but that's enough. That's enough dice to do it. I got a 5, a 3, and a 4. I don't really need to show my work, but even if that was all spark multi-lasers, it would do it. Oh! That was our first boss encounter. That was our first boss encounter, I think, of the entire game, with the exception of when we fought Lavender, which was no stakes, and then the very first hex where we found that monster that we decided not to fight. Oh my god. That was intense. Oh my god. Okay, well, oh jeez. We get 10 experience points. We don't even need them. 10 experience points. We get to roll on the loot table. Oh. Is there any other bonuses from this encounter? Nope. Nope. No other bonuses. Yikes. That was brutal. That was extremely brutal. Okay, well. Let's see what's on our loot table. 10. That's not even that great. Where are you, loot table? Here we are. On 10, we get 75 serum. Yes. So that is great. We will be able to refuel our ship. Furthermore, we also get to roll on the boss loot table, which this could be very good. In fact, well, one of these is actually not good for us, believe it or not. Oh, thank God. Okay, we just got a random master hack, which can you sell those? I think you can. We might honestly just run over and sell that. Yeah, we could sell it for 200 serum. So we'll see which one we get, and if we want to keep it or not. We got Supernova, which does what? Deal 3d6 damage to all enemies and shock them for mind turns. It's good. I just don't know if it's good enough to not go get 200 serum, because that could bankroll our hiring our marine guy or girl. Boy, oh boy, that was intense. Holy crap. Well, whether we sell it or not, I guess it only really determines which cell we go back to. So we'll go back here regardless. That's going to restore us back to 20 hull. We're down to 1 fuel. We're going to immediately spend whatever this math comes out to. There, we have 19 left. And we have refilled our fuel, thank God. Also, we're going to be at 20 energy, and we're going to use Pearl's thing to get 25 scraps from destroying the thing. Okay. Whew. I do not think we will be finishing the campaign today. The only question is now, do we fly back to Leo Titan and sell that for serum? We don't need the serum right this second, so the answer is probably no. I think we should continue on and clear some cells. Some hexes, I mean. So we'll go back through here. We'll go up through here. And that's going to drop our fuel down to 18 again. And then we gotta log all this stuff. So 86 is going to be inner 1. To refuel and repair. And I'm going to make a note here. Well, I'll do it as a scene. It won't be long. She says. I've said that before. Alright, I just said, not far out of home, we're set upon by yet another mercenary ship trying to claim our bounty. It's a tight bit of work, but we're able to destroy the massive ship and get out of there in one piece. But I can't lie a little bit. This one was close. Too close for comfort. I give hugs all around, Flare and Pearl, and thank them for keeping us alive one more time. let's see if I can find this entry for this planet that we found a long time ago. Here it is. Oh, this is where we found that Hades armor on this moon. Okay, so in true hippo fashion, we're going to roll to see which place we explore. 1 to 3 is this planet. 4 to 6 is the frost moon. It's a 1. So we will turn that off of bold and turn it back to black. I don't know what cell this is either. Oh, it would be 18. I finally started to remember and learn. Okay, so the planet is going to be 2d6 to see what happens here. 2 and a 4, and it is a which kind? Vaporean. All right, let's take a look. All right, vapor refinery located in low orbit used to process the gases extracted from the planet. So that's where we will be, and then we will see what will happen. Which will be on another page. 4, here we go. Sea of vapor. Your spaceship cuts through the thick layer of clouds that floats over the planet's surface. A red light begins to flicker on the engine control panel. The gases have caused a breakdown in the propulsion system. You must fix it before the engine failure compromises the whole starship. We're going to roll tech. So this is a Pearl thing. Success, you rewire the engine's power unit, cooling it down and fixing the issue, +1 hyperdrive. Failure, your ship loses 5 hull. You only have 1 action die during ship combat until you restore your ship's hull back to 20. Well, we have an 80% chance of repairing that with a single use of scrap, and we have the scrap, so I'm willing to risk the failure in order for the upside of possibly getting the hyperdrive. And I don't want to use a data shard to guarantee it, because that's like 50 serum worth of value. So let's try and roll it. I think her tech is 3. Okay, and we pass it by 1. Okay, good. So now we're up to 3 hyperdrive. I'll just write Pearl is able to stabilize the engines from the invading gases. Good. That was a good little exploration. Okay. Moving on. That one does not feel like it needs a scene from me. Okay. So we have now explored the planet XYZ. And we're moving back up here. Fuel goes down to 17. I really am craving fried chicken all of a sudden. I wonder what that's about. Okay. 4 hexes left. 4 hexes left. So let's get our 5d6 out. All right, 2, 4, 2, 5, 1. We are in a new hex here. Cycle 89, outer 35, and we've got what? I don't know yet. I gotta pull up the PDF. All right. Outer ring. 2 is an outer ring event. Ooh, fun. And then a 4 is even, so it's an asteroid C. We haven't had one of those on the map yet. And number 2. Your radar detects an incoming asteroid field, but as the dense cluster comes closer towards your position, you realize it's not made up of rocks or ice formations, but of human-made debris. The destruction of a large space station has created tons of cosmic waste, composing of sharp metal panels, heavy steel beams, and other dangerous materials. Among the waste, you scavenge some valuables, 60 scraps, an EMP grenade, and a taser shell. I am gonna immediately sell those. But that's not bad. That's not bad. See, sometimes it's funny. Sometimes these hex explorations go really fast because like there's not too much to like parse out when you kind of know the scope of your story. Like things move pretty quickly. Because I could ask the Oracle, and I probably will ask the Oracle, like, can we tell what this settlement even was? And it's very likely we won't be able to. In fact, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not actually interested in it. It doesn't really tie into our story. It's just, you know, it's just debris out here that nobody knows anything about. That's just the vibe I'm feeling right now. But this is cool. I like putting new cells on the maps. Especially the ring event ones. Like this orange one was specific only to inner ring. These research facilities are specific only to middle ring, except for, you know, with a notable exception there. So yeah, there you go. There you have it. We basically got loot, and we're moving on. Fuel goes down to 16, and we do it again. I think this is a settlement, if I'm not mistaken. So we might also quickly be moving on through this hex. Because outer ring 6. Oh no, it's a faction encounter. Okay. This could get spicy. Oh, this is so good. I rolled a 6, so it's a Medusa encounter. If we hadn't bought off our negative favor with them, we would be going into a hostile encounter right now. Oh, thank goodness. So we get to come here and do a neutral encounter, which is number 1. A scientist aligned with the Medusa sector studies a broken tesseract inside a compact twin-rotor hauler ship equipped with a laboratory. Interesting. He explains that he needs one that is not damaged to be able to understand the rare artifact. Give him a tesseract. If you have one, you can give it to him, gain a random master hack, and +1 favor. If not, he gives you the location of a synth Eclipse Warden 2 tiles south. Defeat it to steal one. No. No, I'm not interested in getting a random master hack from you, and I'm not interested in Medusa favor, and I'm not going to go fight a ship on your behalf. No. So we will say thank you, but no thank you. Although I could, if we were earlier on in the game, I probably would do that, right? And then I would track that individual as an NPC. But like the way things are going now, it's like, nah, we're good. We're okay. You just do you. I am curious though, because we don't really know what kind of scientist Pearl was. So we'll write a little scene here. I said, unfortunately for him, we're not really interested in helping out Medusa scientists these days. Later on, I asked Pearl what kind of lab work she used to do, if there was any personal interest she might bring to bear once this whole thing is over. Much more interested in biology, she says. The breaking of this world has prompted a lot of interesting changes in xenobiology and the rapid onset of evolution in certain species. In some ways, you could see the synth arc as a sort of evolution of our own selves, she muses. I drink in her company, and we continue on. I think Cadence likes when Pearl talks science. I think Cadence thinks it's hot. I think I should probably write that into the scene, so it's not just me saying it out loud. There we go. There we go. Get that queer thirst in there for everybody. And we're cruising along. Let's see, I didn't even track this stuff. I've actually lost track of what I did roll. Going too fast. No, it wasn't a 4. What was it? Oh, it was a 2. Okay. And now we're back to exploration roll. Maybe we will finish this campaign today. I really thought it wasn't going to happen, but then these last few cycles have gone quick. I gotta put... It's a miscellaneous encounter. I'll just use this one. Oops. I don't know, what have we used for other miscellaneous ship encounters? Oh, we used just the green background and then put the ship on there. That's what we did. I should probably do the same. Grab it from here. Yes. And we're gonna grab the little Medusa symbol. Put that there. And we're gonna grab... What kind of ship were they in again? Eclipse Warden. Weren't they? I forgot already. Or was it a twin rotor hauler? Ugh, I have to go back and check. Good bookkeeping is, I think, important in this game, because if you ever want to go back and reread it or figure out what happened, you kind of need to know what's going on. It was a twin rotor hauler. What is the ship that we got Pearl off of? A Duskwing? Oh, that's right. It was a little fighter ship. Let's give the ship a name, because it's a ship that we didn't blow up for a change. Ship names table is D66. One, it is the Manticore. Please cooperate. Cool, 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 cool. Look at this. Look at this, guys. We've almost filled out the map. This is wild. Okay, 51142. Which gives me... We're in the outer ring still. This is our last outer ring roll. Planet. 2 moons. Okay. Gotta slow down here. Alright. Google, please. Why won't you scroll? Oh, whatever. Oh, I didn't look closely enough. Medium-sized planet with 2 moons. Okay. Medium, 2 moons. Here we go. All right. There's lots of generation here to do. So we've got a 1, 4, 2. Which means we're going to have a Gaian planet with a frost moon and a crater moon. It's time to generate some names. Name. Planet names on a D100. Crater moon. Zeta light. All right. Slap this on here. You are she Venture. You are Quetzal, and you are there we go. And we're gonna ignore that spell change, because otherwise that thing is gonna screw me up. Okay. We also need our stars. And then we will roll to see which one we go to. And figure out what happens to us. Okay. It's going to be D6. Down from the top. It's a 4, so we're going to the planet. Going to Quetzal. Which means 2D6 to see what we find there on the Gaian planet map. Sorry, I had the PDF covering all this up this whole time. Sorry. You'll see it when we get back. Okay, so we got a 4. Oh no. Oh no, it's a boss fight. Pretty sure that's how this works. Okay, 4. Abandoned nomad camp now occupied by small alien creatures seeking shelter from the heat. That's just our flavor setting here. And also we gotta bold these guys and turn them blue because we're not going there yet. Alright, let's see what horrible things await us. I think I know what this encounter is. I think I've done it before. Yep. In the center of a dune valley, an enormous building of gold and sandstone towers over the desert. The temple appears to be human-made, yet no other buildings can be found for kilometers. You sprint toward the pyramid-shaped ziggurat. 3 sets of stairs on its front lead you to the entrance of the structure. Inside, a large room decorated with ceramic tiles and mosaics, strange symbols and glyphs carved into its walls. A stone altar stands in the center of the room with a neon blade atop it. The floor shakes and cracks as you grab the weapon. After a couple of seconds, it collapses, plunging into a lower floor with you alongside it. You look around the chamber. Thousands of small hexagonal shapes cover its walls, some of them filled with larvae. Alien insects have turned the ziggurat into a giant hive. An eerie sound alerts you before a glyph moth queen awakens from her slumber and attacks. So, don't take strange swords out of strange temples, is the lesson here. Oh, this is going to take me forever to format. But it's worth it. It is interesting that this is reportedly human-made and has so much symbology to it. You know, if we had a playthrough that was more about the exploration side and the research and everything, this is again where our characters might take a strong interest in this, but Cadence and Pearl and them, they're like, nah, we want to blow up the evil empire. All right. So that I'll be honest, we might end up running away from this. I know we're kind of late game, but we're not as geared up as we could be, believe it or not. We don't have a 4th crew member. We haven't really pushed for that too hard. Here it is. Here it is. 70 HP. 0 armor, thankfully. 3 mind. That's not good for me. Oh my gosh. It can shield up and give it stacking armor. Hypnosis, breach, and silence an enemy for mind turn. Oh my gosh. Telepathic strain. Deals 6d6 times mind to a breach enemy. Penetrating gaze, deal d8 plus mind. Breached enemies take double damage. Mental shock. Roll mind against an enemy. If you succeed, all enemies are shocked and breached for 3 turns. Immune to hacks. I think we're going to be running away. Hacks are that's my bread and butter right now. And to get 70 HP off of this thing. Glyph moths are a species of alien moth with a strange telekinetic abilities. They are a hive mind controlled by a queen. I almost wish I had taken that hack that, or that cyber tech that lets me just run away, because this is really bad news for us. We are not equipped for this kind of thing, but we might be surprised. We'll try it. We will try it. Pretty bad news, though. Pretty bad news. Now, before we actually get into this combat, I need to take a break. And I'll be back in just a little bit. Hang in there. We'll see if we survive. Okay, we're back. I was thinking about it, and I think that if we go hard on using our what's it called? Our hyperdrive, then we might be okay. We might be okay. We'll find out. Okay, Flare has 2 armor now, so that's good. Glyph Moth Queen. 70 HP. Wild. Ugh. You know who would have really helped right now? Owo. Owo would have been a great thing to have right now. Alright, let's get these initiatives out of the way. This is a great song for this fight. This is a bad start. Yep. Okay, well, Flare's on the chopping block in this fight. Yikes. Of course, this thing has so many ways to target all of us. Just reading this really quick. Oh. Couple things to think about is I have narcobiotics. I mean, I guess whatever. Let's just start by seeing what this horrible thing does to us. Let's just see how bad it is. Alright, so telepathic strain. Deal d6 times mind to a breached enemy. So nothing happens because nobody's breached. Oh, so that's interesting. So the way this targeting is, I should check this out, because the way the targeting works in this game, I'm not sure that this stat block makes a whole lot of sense. Just bear with me, I'm going to find it here. Enemies will target the ally that goes next in the turn order. If an enemy has 2 or more actions, each move will have a different target following the turn order. Yeah, well, so I guess it'll matter if Flare is killed. It'll matter that the Glyph Moth Queen will move on to Cadence. But I'm thinking we might want to run away before that happens if we're not doing well. So let's see. Flare. Flare no longer has any useful side actions at all because he's got armor and he's got all this stuff. Now, his grace is not higher than the Glyph Moth Queen, so his reflex sight does nothing. And so really, literally, the only thing that he can do is just keep shooting this thing. Now, I could use some hyperdrive, and I could max damage this, and so he would be doing 15 damage. I could do that 3 times. But I'm going to want to do that when it's closer to striking range for being killed. I don't want to do that now and then find out that we've wasted all that hyperdrive, especially if we could use hyperdrive to guarantee an escape roll. Oh, that's a good point. So I could use hyperdrive to guarantee escaping. So that takes a lot of the pressure off. The question is going to be, can this thing kill us in one shot? And it can't. At most, it can deal 11 damage, so it needs a lot of setup to actually kill us. So hopefully we can just chip away at it, and we can actually come out on top. Okay. So we just need high rolls on the d12s. A lot. That's not super high, but it's 8 damage. We'll take it. It's down to 62. All right, Cadence. What is Cadence going to do? Because she actually has a lot of options here. She can heal. She can use this narcobiotic to buff up a stat. She can buff up tech, but that's not going to matter. Mind is not going to matter because it's immune to hacks, which is just so brutal. Let's see. That does stuff with hacks, that does stuff with hacks, that does stuff with hacks. So none of her cyber tech matters. None of her hacks matter. She basically has this weak-ass gun. I mean, what does this thing use? It uses grace. So I could pump my grace by 2 and just start shooting. anybody else have anything good to do? No. I do not have a well-built party, to be honest with you guys. I just don't. Let's see, what else? This fight is actually really straightforward. It's just a matter of me shooting this thing until it dies. Basically, all of my party is just going to be shooting it. And Cadence is going to take some time healing Flare. Because nothing else really matters. I have data shards too. Which aren't going to help me. Okay, once again, I'm going to check the hyperdrive text to make sure I know exactly what I can do. Reroll any dice in the game. Deal the maximum damage with an attack or an ability. Or use a hack, cyber tech, or whatever without paying its energy cost. So it's really just about dealing max damage. Okay, well, I'm going to shoot at it with my little weak-ass pea shooter. D6 plus 1. Unless I pop this. It could add up. Depending on how many rounds we go, that damage could add up a lot, actually, so we're going to do it. If I had done it beforehand, then I would have gone... No, I still wouldn't have gone before an initiative. Alright, here we go. D6 plus 3. And it's a 6. Way to go, Cadence. Way to go, girl. I don't remember what that drug even was called. She actually did more damage than Flare did. Oh, max damage from Pearl, too. Okay, everybody's on their game now. See, now it's already down to 42 health. We did a whole 28 damage to it that round just shooting it. And again, this thing is going to need some time to set up. So we'll see. If it adds shields, that's going to be... Or if it adds armor, that's going to be annoying. Oh, no. I shouldn't have said it out loud. That's annoying. Well, at least, Flare can shoot through it. It would be nice to have that taser shell in my inventory right now, but I was not carrying it. I could do frag grenades as side actions too, but we'll see if I need it later. Max damage from Flare would be 15. I might want to start popping hyperdrive, but I might not need to. This might just look scarier than it is. If the damage dice keep going my way. Oh, it's another max damage. Oh my gosh, that's 3 max damage rolls in a row. Whew. Okay, so that brings it down to 37. 27 health left. Got no side actions from him. D6 plus 3. Everybody's adding 3 to their damage too. That's a 5. Nice. Oh wait, minus 2 for armor. Sadly. Oh. So hold on. Roll back. Roll back. Okay. I'm gonna use this narcobiotic on I'm not going to use it on Cadence. Sorry. I am going to go back and retcon this because it's smarter play. I'm going to give it to Flare because now he has Grace faster than the Glyph Moth Queen, so now he deals an extra 2 damage. So, as a result of that, even though this came in later, let me do this properly. So, I'm going to have him use the Narcobiotic. I'm going to say this is... Oh, he can't hold it, though. So, yeah, she would have had to use it on him. That's fine. I think you can do that. So, the net change, even though this would have happened earlier, I still got the +2 back. Anyway, actually, it's even more damage. Okay, now I need to recalculate this damage. 8, 7, 11, 19, and 8. So it's 53. So it should be at 17 health? Is that right? Yeah, because I had a net plus a 2 plus the 8 from Cadence. Okay, all right, just double checking my math. All right, Pearl. Pearl's gonna shooty shoot. 7? This is amazing. This is the best fight ever. So it's down to 7 health, which means I win. No, wait again. Hold on, minus armor. It's down to 9 health. Let's see what stupid thing it has in store for us now. Okay, it's turtling up. That's not going to help you because my boy Flare can shoot right through your armor. And this die roll right here could be the end of it. It's not going to be the end of it. So he's dealing 4 plus 5 plus 2. It is the end of it. Wow. Buffing his Grace was amazing. That's 11 damage. It's dead. We killed the alien Moth Queen. Nice. That's awesome. We didn't take any damage, and I was so panicked. Oh my god. I was freaking out. Oh, this party build is terrible, though. Well, it's terrible when I can't use hacks, but as evidenced, like, we're fine. Everything's fine. We go up to 63 experience points. We get to roll on the loot table. That is like the worst loot table roll you could possibly have, but whatever. That's actually not the worst. It's the 3rd worst. Loot rewards. We got 5. 30 scrap. Okay. And then we also got from the boss loot table 350 serum. Oh, baby. That is enough to hire somebody. That is enough to hire somebody for sure. All right, let's write a little quick battle scene about this. It's not going to take me long. Alright, I just said there's panic and pandemonium as the floor gives way beneath us, but it's short-lived. I've never been so proud of the crew coming together and absolutely blasting the shit out of something in my life. Whatever this was, it must have been a young one, because we were able to take it apart with ease. And just like that, guys, we're in the final hex. And I have way too many things on the screen that should not be here anymore. Sorry. Sorry about that. This is it. This is the last one. Oh, I have not been tracking fuel very well either. Let's see, I left here. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we should be down to 14. But we can afford fuel now because we just got a ton of money. Let's see, it's 11 o'clock. I only started at 9, so yeah, I think this is going to be it, guys. I think we don't have much left. I think we're going to be able to mechanically at least finish the campaign today. Oh, there's spill all over myself. All right, let's see what the last hex has in store for us. I rolled 6, 4, 4, 4, 4. I think 6 is faction encounter, right? Middle ring. 6 is faction encounter indeed. Let's find out who we're dealing with. If this gives us one WARG faction point, then that'll be it. So 1, which is Corsair. That should be interesting. So Corsair is going to be on the neutral table, and we've got a 4, so here we have it. 2 Corsair Syndicate mercenaries are racing each other in their modified starships, placing bets on who's going to win. You may participate by betting any amount of serum you choose. Starship race. Roll your action dice. You may use any engine as abilities, and add the results. Oh, compare the total to the leaderboard scores to determine your reward. If you win, you double your money. If you finish second, you recoup the bet. If you are third, you lose all the money you bet. Oh my gosh, this couldn't come at a better time. Okay, so we can use any of our engine abilities, and I'm also going to use Flair's ability to give us more dice. So I'm going to roll 6d6. Average on a d6 is 3.5, so we're looking at an average of 18 plus 3 is 21. So we could bet quite a bit. And with a lot of extra serum, we could potentially upgrade the ship a lot. We could buy more cyber tech. We could buy better weapons, because that was embarrassing, that last round we just had. Oh boy. How much do we want to bet? If we get 12, we recoup the bet and we lose nothing. So we're going to be rolling 66. All we have to do is average greater than 2 on any of them. So I kind of say we should bet, like, I mean, what do we really need money for? It's just to equip us for the final battle. And yeah, there's almost no risk of losing. Getting below 12 with 6 action dice is going to be so unlikely. Do we just do it all? I kind of want to do it all. I know it's reckless, but like that could really set us up for this final battle. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do all of it. Here we go. There's a lot of low dice in here. Not low enough that we'll lose, but let's see. 5, 8, 10, 13, 14, 15. What did I have to get? Yes! Oh my gosh. We just doubled our money. It cost us 2 fuel and we doubled our money. Now maybe that's a little cheaty to use that ability, but I don't care. That's awesome. Okay. Look at all of that money. Oh. 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 That's amazing. That is amazing. All right, let's take the fuel out of the ship. We'll be able to buy it later. All right, I want to do a scene for this one too. Gosh, that's fun. Wow, 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 wow. So we'll go back to Gemini Light. We will hire a sea wolf. We'll take one more mission to get the faction level up to 10, and then we'll have the final encounter of the game. After we deliberate on how to spend all this money we just got. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so fun. Love it. That was like the game, like wrapping everything up in a gift for us. They're like, here you go. Oh my gosh, so cool. What do we want to put here for this? Miscellaneous encounter. Oh, that's right. I gotta remember. Like, I do have a set thing I've been doing. There's maybe a little too much green on here, but that's okay. What's the type of ship? Oh, it doesn't say. Well, if it doesn't say, then I'm not going to put a ship there, and I will use this other thing. I'll grab this one. It's a good thing we had positive reputation with Corsair, because if we didn't, and that was on the hostile table, what would it have been? It would have been... Oh, that would have actually been a fun one. We would have fought 2 space pirates. Nothing too crazy. Okay. Get a little Corsair tag. And we have resolved it. So let's fly the ship back home. 1, 2, 3. That brings us down to 9 fuel. So we're going to pay 33 to go back up to 20. And then we'll write up a little scene for that, and then we'll start doing bookkeeping over here. I might need to... Do I need to take a break to eat something? Probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, 18, 17, 16. 16. Faction. Corsair. Neutral. 4. Cool, cool, cool. It's funny, too, that this is on the neutral table, but it has the, stat block linked for the mercenaries, so like you could just decide to fight them anyway. You can play this game as a total gremlin if you want. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break, quick, grab a bite, and then I'll be back, and we will rush towards the end of this campaign. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. Had the wrong screen up there for a second. So, look at that. There's the fully filled in map. I'll grab a screenshot of this and post it to the Astroprisma Discord as well as our Discord. But that's it. There you have it. So, we got a couple things left to resolve. I got a scene to write. And then we will move on into taking one last mission to get that final faction favor. And we'll go towards the end. So it's probably going to be, I would say, at least a half an hour more of stream to get everything finished. And then what I might do is I might actually not write the finale today. I might write that later and then do a full, probably not a stream, but probably a recorded video of the entire campaign overview. And maybe just read through the entire document again. I don't know. I haven't decided. And that might not be something I rush into either. It might take a little while to figure that out, but very interesting. Been very fun. So here we go. Here's your scene writing screen. We'll get to it. All right, cool. This is a cool scene. I don't know if you saw me tearing up while I was writing it. And then it gets funny. VOD watchers, you're in for a treat. Okay. Killing all my drinks right now. Very hydrated. All right, here we go. This is so fun. Be honest with me, I say. Flair's been talking himself up about racing these Corsair guys. I can smoke them, he says. Second place is like worst case scenario. I'd say we could put 50 on it, easy. 100 if you're feeling spicy, he says with a wink. Depends on how much money you need in order to buy something nice for your lady, he adds and throws an arm around Pearl, who is standing there with her arms crossed. She rolls her eyes and shrugs off the arm. You're going to lose us everything we just earned, she says to him. Put 25 down so he can have a little thrill, but we should be thinking about the mission, Cadence. We need to gear up for whatever's coming. You know as well as I do this kettle's about to boil over. I take it all in, thoughtfully. I look Flair in the eye, thinking back to all the jams he's flown us out of already. But Pearl isn't wrong. We need to be thinking about the mission. Tell you what, Flair, I say. You worry about flying the shot the best you've ever flown it, and I'll worry about the bet. He grins. Look, I'm just all about that game, he says with a trademark Flair wink. Yeah, I say, and march off to put some money down. Corsair are pirates, but they're at least honest with how these things work. You put your serum up and you provide a pin. Only the winner's pin is able to open the safe with the serum in it, so unless they want to hold you hostage and torture it out of you, it's a pretty effective escrow system for risky bets. As I stride back over to Pearl and Flair, I'm heartened to see their usual bickering. There's a feeling somewhere deep in my chest that I've ached for forever. It's a deep, abiding love. For crew, for my lover, for family. I pull Pearl into my arms as she's in the middle of berating Flair for his usual exuberance and lock lips with her deeply, passionately. What was that for? She asks, catching her breath as I pull away. How much did you bet? Flair follows up. All of it, I say. I feel Pearl go a little rigid in my arms, but I hold on tight as I shift my gaze back to her. I bet all of it, because my mission is you, and taking money from these fools with the best pilot in the system is going to give me the best chance to see us all through this. Captain, Flair says, stunned into an unusual silence. You've got this, Flair. And if you win, I'll kiss you just as hard, I add, getting a firm swat from Pearl on my upper arm. Cadence, she says. Pearl will too, I add. Cadence, she shouts again, louder this time. But the thing about Flair is, money or not, I may have just motivated him beyond his own bravado. You're on, Captain. You are so on. He wins. I won't tell what happened after. Let nobody say that I won't throw in some mystery. Okay. I got some travel cells here. Travel. And back to Gemini Field. So now it's time to spend a bunch of money and figure out how we're going to equip ourselves to be awesome. Okay. I'm going to check something really quick. Gotta check something. Okay, cool. So, what do we want to do? We have money to spend. We have 705 serum. This is the point where we want to actually, really think through how we want to build out our team. We will figure out how do we want to do this? Should I know? Sorry, I'm totally rambling. Our final mission, we have two choices. The Battle of Skoll, the leadership decides to attack the enemy headquarters, taking advantage of the momentum generated by your commander's sacrifice, travel to an ISF settlement and defeat an Edge Charter W, which we did today. It was hard. And 2 Vector Ace fighters. Wow. So the final could be just a space fight. So we probably want to upgrade the ship then. Again, this is one of those things where you could play Astroprisma and you could say, well, I shouldn't know that. But I really do think the game is swingy and challenging enough that if you're looking for what you know is coming and you prep for it, like, that's probably fine. I also kind of like the feeling of, like, going into this final battle and just, like, gunning up the ship as much as humanly possible for, like, just an absolute destruction. I think that's a really cool visual. Or we could do... So there's this other one about the synth arc, but we haven't interacted with them at all. So that's not that appealing. And then the other one is the liberation of the oppressed. Travel to an outer ring planet and free the local population, which doesn't feel thematically appropriate for what this campaign has become, because this campaign was about ISF, like, choosing who lives and who dies and just prioritizing their own mission and operations, and also planning to, like, take over and destroy other places. So liberating one planet on the outer edge just doesn't feel like the right thing. We are going to have one mission before this, but ultimately it's going to be this Battle of Skull, which is going to be a ship combat. So before we spend the money, we can roll for our mission and see what we're up against, and then really determine what we want to do from there. But for the sake of having the fun looking at it, let's look at the ship modules and see what we might want to upgrade to. Right now we have a Star Dagger deck, which is nice. Oh, these cost scraps, not serum. Okay, that might be a problem. We'll have to get creative with that. We might have to buy some things and sell them for scraps if we want to get a particular thing. Anyway, Delta Cargo Bridge. The first time your ship would be destroyed during combat, set your hull to 10 and gain 1 shield instead. That's what the Edge Charger had, and that's what the Edge Charger will have. But it's going to be... We're going to be up against 3 ships at once. But that'll also determine who we hire as a crew. Because we could actually hire an additional pilot and double up on some of our abilities. Let's see, your ship has an extra action die when in critical condition. Yeah, that's not bad. Gain 2 shields the first time you enter critical condition. Yeah, things might have lasers. In fact, I think the Edge Charger does. Start space combat with 2 shields if you are not first in the turn order. Ugh, that's not great at all. How about for an engine? We already have the ion engines. We could upgrade to the particle reactor. 4d6 every turn. That's just straight better. This one would be 3d6, but 2 extra ones while your starship is at 20 hull. We don't have a really strong repair build going, so that's probably not going to be what we do. So we might be very interested in the particle reactor. Destroy all enemy shields. That could be handy. It does feel a little cheaty to look up the space combat first to know exactly what we're up against, but your next attack this turn deals double damage. Can only be used once per turn. You can teleport 1 PC inside an enemy ship. You could do this, and then like Cadence could be having a fight with a captain off to the side while the other fight's going on. This might actually be really good because Cadence could probably drop in and wreck a captain of one of these ships. And the Aegis generator, gain 3 shields for 3 energy. Can only be used once per turn. There's nothing there that is like super important, I don't think. Oh, breach system would be much better than solar panels, right? Because solar panels takes a die and it kicks it into the future turn. Breach system, since we're going to be going against 3 ships, would be 1 of our action die for 3 of theirs going away. So this actually would be a very good pick for us. And then you've got weapons. Harpoon missiles, 10 damage once per turn. Gravity railgun, 3 damage, an additional +3 for each of your shields. We don't do shields. We already have these 2. We're probably fine on weaponry. Auto turrets could be... Oh, Berserk turrets does to all ships. Nice. I forgot about that. So we are actually set up pretty well for that. I think really we might just want to consider either the quantum system or just go for the particle reactor. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we have. We might also get some more rewards from our mission that might change our thinking. We have 219 scraps already. And the ion engines sell for 100. So we don't quite have enough, but we could scrap some gear. We could buy gear and scrap it if we need to. So we'll keep that in mind. We will keep that in mind. Okay. Strategy meeting concluded. Yeah, we might still have about an hour left in us, but like I said at the top of the stream, I don't want to like just have a dangling little bit left over. So let's get to Focus Town here and generate ourselves a mission. Gosh, this is getting exciting. All right, so it's 4. Oops. 10. 7, 10. We'll see what that does for us. 4, 10, 7, 10. The final WARG mission. 4. Strike back at a Medusa sector base where they store stolen WARG data. We did this one, didn't we? I gotta check the records. I don't remember. I think we did. In fact, I should just write down the ones we have done. Where's that other mission? It's not that one. Maybe we haven't done this. Maybe we just had an event that seemed similar. Sorry, I know this is exciting. So exciting. Well... Well. Alright, let's see which ones we know we've done for sure. We've done mission number 1. It was the cybersphere. We've done number 6. We've done number 2. Done number 3. We did, I didn't write the numbers down for this one, but it's not that one. So yeah, this is a new one. Right? I guess it's new. Okay. Sorry, that was not exciting for anybody. It just seems awfully familiar. I'm gonna search for it. Do it this way. This is just bothering me, and I want to know. Yep, we did do this mission. This is the one where Billy threw the grenades and killed him. I didn't log it the way that I started to log them later. So we have done that. So I'm going to reroll. Boy. 3. We did that. 1. We did that. 3. We did that. Another 3. 10. Here we go. It's your turn to act. Plant a powerful explosive at an oil refinery station and escape without a trace. Okay, that's different. It's definitely not something we've done. Okay, and that's happening at a settlement. We'll figure out which one our complication is. We just had that, so we're going to re-roll that. We had that one before. We've done a lot of these missions, is why we're seeing this. I've had playthroughs where I didn't have to do hardly any missions because the events that we're generating were just naturally giving me favor. You enter the range of a detection radar. To remain undetected, you must spend 4 fuel to fly around its sensor range. This mission is going to be easy. We're not even going to have to fight anything. And the reward is particle cannons. I think we already had that reward too, but I'm looking at the rewards and like I think we've had pretty much all of this stuff before, so that's fine. We're going to sell it for scrap and upgrade our ship. Honestly, like there's no combat to be done here, and you could do some rolls to like see if you get into a combat, but the game tells you when you're like gonna fight stuff and it links you to the stuff you're supposed to fight. So this is kind of just like we basically are going to spend the fuel to go do this and come back with the reward. It's just a matter of the story of what we're blowing up. It says an oil refinery at a settlement, so where would that make the most sense? Well, the only faction that we're actually somewhat hostile with is Medusa. So we're going to come down here. Spend 2 fuel, spend 4 more fuel because of that complication we had. So we're down to 16. We will sorry, that's 14. We will refuel here because I think it's funny. So that's actually, you know what? We're not even going to refuel. Don't need to refuel. And we're going to finish that up, and we're going to come back home. That's going to be 2 more fuel. We're going to get particle cannons. And then that's kind of it. That's the mission. I'm going to write it up briefly, but like it is what it is. Yeah, easy. Okay. Possibly the second to last scene that we're going to write today anyway. Our final mission is perhaps one of the easiest to date, and I always promised Pearl I'd stab Medusa in the face. Well, we did have to blow up the oil refinery under the cover of stealth, but still. As soon as the job is done, we race back to Gemini Field. Apparently they've gotten some communications that will make for a very interesting turn to this whole thing. For the first time in almost 2 years, it feels like the end of ISF is in sight. The end of ISF and the beginning of something new. Okay, let's fuel back up. We have a lot of money to spend. We have a lot of hyperdrive. Hyperdrive is not really going to help us in this final fight, actually. It'll let us reroll any dice roll in the game. Action dice are dice. So that actually could be really nice. Okay, I'm scared to go up against 3 ships, though. That's terrifying. Alright, what else can we do? We've got particle cannons to sell. Look at the space modules again. Oh, I don't know. What if I put the particle cannons on for the solar panels? I'm not getting anything on 1s and 2s then. So we were going to look at the breach system for the solar panels. So let's do that first. Okay, first we'll sell the particle cannons for half. We'll sell the solar panels for half, and that'll pay for the breach system. So that's covered. Okay, now I have 219 scraps left. If we want to try and upgrade our engines, which we should be able to do with some cleverness here. First, we're going to sell the ion engines for 100. That gives us 319. I'm going to write this in here because we're going to get it. This feels good. This feels really good. Okay, now you can scrap items. So let's start looking at weapons. Well, I'm not going to need weapons. This is a ship fight, so I'm not going to go so meta that I sell like all of the weapons I have. But I'm going to buy better weapons because it's cool. Cadence still does not have really good vigor or grace, so it doesn't really matter what she uses. So actually, I probably will just keep that the same. So maybe I can just convert serum at 50% because that's basically the same thing as buying something and scrapping it. So I'll just do that. So we need 31. So we will subtract 62. And that'll give us the particle reactor. So now we're down to 0 scraps. We don't want to be at 0 scraps. We want to be at enough to do our quick fix ability. So we need 75. And then 20 to re-roll all action dice once. And then also we want to have scraps on reserve to heal. So I would say we should get 200 scraps. So we'll subtract another 400 serum. Yeah, that took a lot out of us, but we are set up pretty well. I could have scrapped those instead, but it's okay. There's nothing else for us to really use serum on. Unless there's cyber tech that's going to help me fly the ship better. So let's take a look at that. I don't think there will be. If I didn't have the highest grace in the party, I could up my grace, but I don't really need to. So I don't think there's anything necessary there. We don't need health packs. We don't need energy packs. Again, some of this is meta knowledge, just knowing that we're going into this final fight. We just got to hire our guy, and we have enough for it. Does this guy do anything for flying a ship, though? Nope. So we don't actually need the special guy we could get. What else is there? Oh my god. I have to show this to you guys. Alright, check this out. This is beautiful. This is a thing of beauty. Look at this navigator ability. Look at this navigator ability. Navigator, Astrolabe. Spend 4 fuel to gain plus X action dice this fight, where X is the number of enemy ships. Oh. Okay, so here's the other fun thing. We can do a spaceship test. We can buy a Stardust soda, auto pass the spaceship test, ensure that we go first in the next spaceship combat. Drop this, drop Flair's ability as the pilot. So we're gonna have 2 dice. 3 more dice. We're going to be rolling 9d6 on the first turn. This is going to be great. This is going to be so great. This is such a cool ability too. If you are a navigator, mental compass, gain 1 hyperdrive every time you discover a settlement. It's so handy. Spend 2 fuel while in a settlement to travel to any other settlement in the map. You know what? We're actually going to pay for that ability too, because then we can spend 2 fuel to cross the star map and not have to refuel. So we'll go from here to here in just 2 fuel instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's not that big of a difference, but it doesn't hurt. Oh, we were supposed to get a warp drive too at level 7. I completely forgot all about that. Whatever. I'm not even going to write any of this down because, well, yeah, we basically know. We know we're going to hire somebody and do this. Oh, you know what that'll do, though? That'll save us from paying him. You're working yourself out of a job there, buddy. What's their passive, anyway? Oh, that's the hyperdrive thing. Cool. That's all we need to know about that person. Oh my gosh. That did not work. I forgot how complicated my cells are in this sheet to make it all work. Okay. So, we are hiring them for 1 cycle. Because he's going to teleport us there. wild. Is there anything else I can do aside from the Stardust Soda thing, which is going to cost us, I think, 50? Where is it? Automatically succeed any vigor or grace challenge roll. Yeah. So that costs 50. So we're going to auto pass the we go first thing with the flight test, which is something you can do from any settlement. So we don't need to roll grace unless we are trying to escape, which we might have to do. So let's buy a supernova physic. Oh, that's from a... We have to go get that from a Corsair settlement, though. That's fine. We'll hire the guy for another thing. We'll spend another 2 fuel to jump to Corsair first. Then we'll buy that for 50. So we're going to bump up Flair's grace to 5 for this fight, just in case we need to do an escape roll. Oh, that also gives him bonus damage from barrel roll. Nice. Okay. Smart. You know what? Let's buy another one. And we'll give it to Pearl. To increase her tech to 5 for this fight. Because if she needs to do repairs, we can do that. Okay. I think that's about all we can do. Let's buy 2 more fuel so that we do end there with 18 still. Oh, you know what else? Hold on. I could have them overdose. So actually, I'm gonna revert this. We're gonna use the Electroxin capsule we have to give her this bonus. We're gonna use another supernova physic on Flare, and then I can, yeah. So then his grace will be 7. So he's basically super drugged up, and his max HP is 16 instead of 20 right now. And then his barrel roll thing will do +7 damage with something. Okay, we're going to be able to do overheat. We're going to deal +1 extra damage with all of our weapons. And our Star Dagger deck is going to make this even better. And we're going to roll 9d6 on the first round. This is going to be incredible. Okay. Here we go. Final mission. This could still go very wrong. It could be very swingy for us. Though I think we've done everything we can to take the edge off of this as possible. So now our grace is going to be 7. Not that we're going to use it. Okay, ship database. Vector Ace Fighters. Oh, these guys are kind of pushovers, huh? Oh, one of their moves is the attempt to escape combat. That should be interesting. Yeah. Alright, then the Edge Charger. That's the scary one. That is the scary one. So I guess I could roll... I should roll initiatives because I don't actually know... there are certain abilities I can trigger at any time, so I might trigger them in between stuff. Our initiative is listed as first because we paid the price. Okay, we're in it. I just gotta get get these ship stats up here on the screen. I know we had the edge charger from earlier today. Oh, there it is. I was like so blind. I thought we fought Vector Ace 2 before, but maybe not. Alright, let's grab it. Okay, we got a lot of ship to put on the screen, so we'll do our best. I will put this in for the chat. Cause I don't think we're gonna miss anything there today. Make this bigger. Okay. This is what we're up against. This is El Finale, and we're ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is burn 3 fuel to use Flare's ability. Then we're going to burn 4 fuel to use our new hired guy's ability, guy or gal. I will fill out this character when I write this up, and I probably will write this up as like a end of campaign. We'll go through the whole thing kind of a deal, and I'll do it that way. Okay. So now, oh, this is wild. We are rolling 9d6. And I'm just going to list all the numbers out, and then we will decide what to do with them. 4, 2, 5, 5, 2. 2, 2, 3, 5. Okay, now we can use at most 3. Okay, hold on. Let me think about it this way. Let's do this. Where's my arrange? Sort. Okay, so 3 of these can be breach, which means that literally we just blocked out their entire next turn. Okay. The 3s, 4s, and 5s can all be spark multi-lasers. But at that point, why? We should use a 5 for the Berserk, because that targets everybody. We'll use a 5 for the Glaive, and maybe throw the 2 away. That's what we'll do. I could use a Hyperdrive to reroll that too, but that seems kind of silly. This is going to be disgustingly effective. Okay, this is dealing 4 and 4 and 4 and 6 and 5 to all. The order in which I do those is going to matter. So we'll start with well, the Berserks are going to get blocked by these shields. So we'll start here. So we'll pop the shield. We'll do 5 here. And we'll pop that shield. So then... we could just... Boy. We could destroy a Vector Ace fighter, or we could push the Edge Charger into its next thing. They're going to lose their next turn anyway. And if we get more breach dice, well, but we're not going to be rolling 9d6 next turn. We're going to be rolling 4d6. The edge charger is the biggest threat, so really I should probably just blast this thing out of the sky. So doing 6 to it now will bring it to 9, which means the rest of these are going to do 2 extra apiece. So this will be 6 and 6, and that takes him out, brings him back up to 10 with 1 shield. And then another spark will do 6, and he'll go down to 2, 4. This is gross. This went really well. I guess when you have time to plan, you know, things go pretty good. So here we go, 4d6 for our next turn. Okay, I mean, this is not optimal, but it's funny. So we can do a triple breach again, so nobody gets to take a turn. And then we can do a spark multi-laser, which will bypass that shield. That'll do 6, and the edge charger's off the map. Turn 3. Rolling 4d6 again. Oh, God. Oh, they are so effed. So we're going to do 1 breach. Actually, maybe we won't. Yeah, we will, because this is going to be Berserk. This is going to be Glaive. This is going to be Spark. So the Berserk is going to do 7 to all of them. The Glaive... no, not the Glaive. The Spark is going to deal 4 to one of them. The Glaive is going to do 7, 8, 9... and it's going to wipe that one out. And the breach is going to take 1 action away from Fighter A. Okay, it gets 1 action die. It rolls a 2, and it deals 3 damage to us. We roll another 4d6. We double breach it and roll 2 6s. I mean, we don't even have to double breach it. And with without any further ado, this does 7 damage. This does more than enough. Glaive Laser does 6 plus 1 plus 2. I didn't even put the overheat in here from this first turn. That would have made this go even faster. Wow. Wow. Our ship just wrecked this. There you go. We win. Not only did we just win this combat, we've won Astroprisma. I hope that you didn't all feel like that was too anticlimactic, because it was kind of fun to just raffle stomp that. That was delightful. That was really fun. Oh man, that's almost as legendary as that other ship that I built the last time I played this game, which was just disgustingly combo. Breach system's not bad when you're rolling 4 dice. I can tell you that much. Explosion symbol. Explosion symbol. Explosion symbol. We did it. We did it, guys. We took 3 damage in that fight. And you know what else is fun? That was literally cycle 100. We did it in a perfect, clean 100 cycles. Now I'll read you out the the event again, and then, like I said, I will take some time off stream, and I'll probably do 2 videos. One, I will do just like recapping the ending, or writing out the ending, and then one I will do where well, I shouldn't commit to this. I would like to do one that recaps the entire story from top to bottom. but that might take a little bit more work. I'll probably put it into a Google document instead of this Google Sheets format, and maybe I'll actually share it. Maybe sharing it, maybe I'll put it into the Signal. I don't know. I'll think about it. So we're at Settlement ISF, Scorpius Heart, fight with Edge. Well, here, let me copy this stuff from the PDF. I'm gonna wish that I had later on. Okay, then I'll read it to you. Here we go. The Battle of Skull. Leadership decides to attack the enemy headquarters, taking advantage of the momentum. Defeat an edge charger and 2-vector fighters. The settlement is destroyed. WARG gains control of all ISF tiles in the system. Now that only matters for campaign mode, but it does mean that I'm saying we're taking over both of those ISF settlements, and we get -10 ISF favor. These factions do exist beyond single solar systems. So if we were to like continue Cadence's story, we could go into a new system, and we would have a -13 favor with ISF. We're not going to do that though. And there you have it. We didn't have to use any of these scraps that we bought, so that was a waste of money. And for the sake of whatever, I'm going to teleport our ship back to Gemini Field. We're going to fuel back up. We're going to have our energy maxed out. It's going to cost us another 10 to keep that person on the payroll, but they're cut loose. So we'll tell the story of who that is later on. We still have all of our hyperdrive, never used any of it. And that's it. That's Astroprisma. We did it. How about it? What a fun game. What a delightful fun game. This is fun too. This is fun. The faction goals section of the WARG's page. WARG has one core goal: revolution, to overthrow both the previous Imperial Authority and the current post-apocalyptic structures of power, which we've done. According to them, humanity can only be rebuilt through a new egalitarian social system. At the local level, WARG concentrates its efforts on organizing insurgent guerrilla forces and sabotaging enemy objectives. Despite its apparent unity, its long-term plans are not clear. Within the faction, there are different ideological currents: Universalists, those who want to decentralize power among various liberated systems; Unitarians, who prioritize revolution and a strong central system; and Orbitals, who argue in favor of planetary governing structures instead of universal ones. I would say Cadence is probably an Orbital. So that's what she's going to be pushing forward. I don't know where her story's going to go, too. Does she just retire, and go off with Pearl somewhere? Or does she try to become, a local leader somewhere? What would be really, really poetic is if they go back to Halo. In fact, that's probably what's going to happen. That's exactly what the story is telling me is going to happen, is they're going to come back and they're going to rehabilitate Halo. And, to ISF's, credit, yes, they intentionally cut this place off, knowing that it would cause suffering. They didn't help with evacuation, but the reason it was cut off is because it was not advantageous for their shipping routes and everything like that. So they will have to work, WARG will, to create a safe and sustainable community on on Icarus to rebuild Halo. And I think that's where the story's going to end. Yeah, I think that's where the story ends. So maybe Cadence becomes a local leader there. Maybe Pearl does, but to whatever effect, I think that's going to be their base of operations out here on the Outer Ring. Wild. Let's see, how many things did we leave unexplored? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, yeah. I was expecting to explore some of this stuff on the way back, but we got really excited after we finished that last cycle. We were like, let's go. Yeah, we ended off by fighting a giant alien moth and winning a space race that doubled our money and let us just absolutely go ham in that fight. That was so fun. Gosh, what a fun game. I hope you all liked it. I hope you had a good time. I came to love the characters. I really loved sort of the very interesting dynamic between Pearl and then the established relationship on the ship. I kind of played with that a little bit. I was like, do they really do some kissy-kissy with Flair too? I don't know. I kind of think not. Maybe just a for fun kiss, after he won the race. But I don't think they're in a polycule. I don't get polycule energy from them. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, Cadence and Pearl were just absolutely standouts. You know, Owo carried quite a bit in the first half of the game, and then we lost him. I might ride. I wonder, because I didn't have them like get rid of his hardware or anything. I wonder if they could pursue trying to revive Owo, and maybe like rebuilding him as like a community drone. Like the running joke in some of the scenes was that he doesn't have arms; he just has missile launchers. So maybe they rebuild him as like this. He's like the Iron Golem of the Minecraft village. You know, he's like the the community robot that helps move things and plow fields or whatever. I don't know. That would just be fun. Kind of a little happy ending there. So yeah, we did kind of cheat that a little bit, if we're honest. Pearl should have died by strict interpretations of the rules, except the fact that Crescent Chimera and everybody that talks about this game on the Discord are very much like, basically the rules are there as a structure for you when you want them, but otherwise do whatever you want. So to have done as well as we did with only one potential deviation from rule interpretation, and even that we still paid a price for, was huge. Cool. Very cool. Great story. A really, really focused story. We only ever rolled one thing that ever had anything to do with the synth arc in the very beginning. Medusa came up as a villain occasionally. We had a very interesting... we've got to resolve this stuff with Lavender too. In the epilogue that I'm going to write later. So we'll have to do that. Other than that, pretty like linear story, more or less. It didn't branch off and go into a ton of different places. Interesting characters, you know. We latched onto Pearl pretty early on, and did whatever we could to get her on the crew. And then Flare was also an interesting pickup, for sure. So, love the game. It should be out any day now. Like I said in the beginning, the storefront is almost open. So it'll just be a matter of time, and I'll announce it everywhere that I, have a voice into. I'll let you know. But that's it. That's Astroprisma. That is it. What a fun game. Gosh. What a ride. Yeah, I feel like if I play Astroprisma again, I probably wouldn't do it on a stream. But I'd probably pick it up with campaign mode. Or I might even try to do this someday. It would be fun. I think it would be fun actually as a play-by-post. Like all the scene time that you have on the ship, going from place to place, deciding where you want to go as a team together, I think could be really fun. It does have some rules. They're very like light-handed rules. It's basically like add this much HP to different enemies as you see fit. We could actually go through and resolve all the experience. We just gained 12 more experience. And we would get loot rewards from all of it, too. So just for the sake of it. Just because we don't want to say goodbye to rolling dice just yet, I guess. 2 random status cures. Kind of don't care enough about those. Then we beat a boss guy, so we can do this. Random cybertech. And 150 more serum. Random cybertech, huh? That's fun. 2, 3. So that is oh, it's the one I wanted. It's the second brain. You may choose to cast hacks using your side action by adding +3 energy to their cost. Everything's coming up great. How fun is that? Cool. That was worth 300 serum right there. Oh, I forgot to deduct. I got to go back and deduct this for the sake of it. Oh, and we didn't redesign the ship either. Gosh, I really got excited and like rushed through some things, didn't I? So, it cost us 9 experience to get that new engine. And when we bought the breach system, which was clutch. Where is it? Hello? There it is. That cost us another 5. And we also had to buy that extra ability for the navigator, even though we didn't use it. Which is another 10. Oh, we did use it. It just saved us some fuel. So, cool. Cool. Pretty good. We fell into a lot of armor in that playthrough, which was great, because we didn't have a way to get it, because we were against ISF. Wild. Anyway, I'm updating the sheet. You can't see it, but don't worry about it. I'm doing the bookkeeping. Fun. Okay. Well, it's hard to say goodbye, honestly. It's hard to say goodbye to the game. Again, I hope you liked it. I hope you had a good time. Not sure what else to say. You know, this doesn't exist, unfortunately, as like a first look of the game and a condensed little thing. Maybe I'll do a video on that or stream on that. I don't know. Maybe I'll let it sit for a while before I decide. But that'll do it. That will do it. Now, my friend Hime said that they are considering getting ready to run another Astroprisma campaign. If and when that happens, I will let you all know through all the normal channels, Blue Sky, Patreon, and Discord, if you're on the Discord, if you care to watch it. Hime is in our server now, so you can talk with them directly if they're going to do so. And I do have some collaboration plans for next Saturday, so it will be another LSS stream, but with friends. Ooh, pretty exciting. Cool. Again, like I keep repeating myself, it's hard to say goodbye. This has been so fun, and I'm so energized right now. I've got some other creative work to do with this story to wrap it up and round it off. But gosh, what a great time. All right. I've waffled enough. I love you guys so much. If you're picking this up on the VOD, leave a comment or a like or whatever people do. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next time on London Station. Have a great night.